The smartest thing the BMF brothers, Demetrius and Terry Flenory, ever did was getting out of Detroit when they did. Because back in circa 1989, when they were stepping up from neighborhood dealers to trying to get, 5-10 kilos at a time, that was the killing season.
I think they was the most luckiest guys in the world to meet Lawrence and KK, because if they would have met anybody else.
Oh, you think they might have been, victimized?
I think so. Because let's say if they would have met the best friends. Let's say if they would have met the best friends.
Like the newspaper said, best friend was out to kill all top drug dealers and take over. Well, they was right. We had the meeting about killing all the guys after they killed the two Brown brothers. We took Hill and said go out there and kill any and all drug dealers, period. We taking over. Niggas don't like it, fuck them.
It was a lot of that shit going on out here, man.
If this individual was alive, most likely you out there that's selling drugs now wouldn't be. Because they would take you out because they don't want you to have no power. It was all about money, hungry power at that time. Everybody wanted the power.
It was about status. Who was getting more money than who.
The best friends and other groups like them, not just in Detroit, but in a lot of America's more dangerous cities, guys had figured out it was easier to just kill the dealers and take what they had. And lucky for them, they bumped into the Newal brothers, KK and Lawrence, whose composite character K9 made an appearance in the first season of BMF on Stars.
Well, the character was K9, my brother, Lawrence Newal. Let me take you back to when what really happened. They had played a game before then. And the guy who they was playing against, they had lost the game. So they wanted to play another game.
They're gambling.
The first game, they had a bet on the game. But the streets and the talk was that they bet all this money, $50,000 on the basketball game. That wasn't true. That wasn't true at all. No, that wasn't true. Y'all didn't know that, but that wasn't true. They didn't even have a bet.
And because they were doing some street business together.
Absolutely.
Big 50 frequented the Dog and KK's illegal casino, and the shooting seems to have been a culmination of who's getting the most money competition gone a little too far. Big 50 had been a YBI teen soldier from the late 70s and rose at one time to be one of the biggest guys in the cities.
Now 50 came in there one time. I'm gonna tell you a story about 50 when he came in there. He had the baddest motherfucking ring I had ever seen in my life on his finger. The baddest ring. He came in that motherfucker. I'm talking about when he came in that motherfucker, he was throwing it up. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing it up. So anyway, that nigga came in there with a diamond ring on. It set up off his hand about like this. He had a diamond right here, a big 10 carat sitting up here. He had another 10 carat sitting over here. He had another 10 carat sitting over here. And diamond out. I was like,
that's 30 carats.
Man, the man had on a ring that was so motherfucking bad. Now check this out. I think my brother got a little jealous. No, I don't think he got jealous. He did get jealous. And he had the map on. He had the map with, the world, the United States. He had that on with the ring. He came in there. My brother got a little jealous. He never said it, but I know he did because he wants to be the big dog. He wants to be everything. The very next day, he went out to Greenfield Plaza, me and him. He got a diamond ring. It must have been like a 50 carat. This motherfucker was like a flashlight. One big, I swear to God, ask anybody. He got a diamond ring so big, he went and got the map of Africa, a chain about this big, with his name spelled out in diamonds and lawns.
On the map of Africa.
on the map of Africa. Steve came in there with that fucking ring on and that map, and the very next day, my brother went and he bought that.
I've found that one of the main downfalls of a lot of the biggest, not just drug dealers, but Italian mafia, all type of criminals, is gambling. And in Detroit in the late 80s, early 90s, all the big names, Demetrius Holloway, Maserati Rick, and others, and the Newal brothers, they loved to gamble. And the Newal brothers had their own after hours, and that's kind of where Meech and T got exposed to them. And the beef that made it onto season 1 of the BMF Star Show, where there's the K9 shoots the guy at the basketball court, that all started over who was wearing the best jewelry at the gambling spot.
My brother had stopped messing with the plug. He had stopped messing with the plug because he had knew some shit was about to happen, because one day he come out the joint. He come from out the joint.
The gambling joint.
The gambling joint. And he was going to throw something in the garbage can. And when he went over there to throw something in the garbage can, the feds is in the garbage dumpster searching. So my brother jumped back. He said, man, what the fuck y'all doing? They say, minding our business, and you need to mind your motherfucking business. So he went back in, closed the door. I'm in Baltimore. I never forget it. He called me. He said, man, where you at? I said, I'm in Baltimore. He said, man, you need to come home, man. We need to talk. I said, what's up? He said, man, just come on back, man. We need to talk. So when he got back, told me the story. So he told his people, they call you, don't answer the phone.
Plug was here and he was a Colombian?
Yeah, Colombian plug.
In Florida or here?
In Florida. But if he was telling his people, if they call you, do not answer the telephone, because something's about to happen. Something about to happen, because he didn't seen them in the thing. They own us, you know. So now what he do? He go to California.
Yeah, okay, before we get, how at the peak, how many a month do you think your brother?
Man, I couldn't really say, because like I say, I wasn't never really at the pickup point. He wasn't never
What's
really.
What's the most you ran through in a short?
Oh man, I know the most I ever did in one day was about 20 or 30.
So you had to have done 100 in a month.
Oh yeah, man. I was selling from bigs on up. He wasn't doing the bigs. He wasn't breaking shit down. You know.
You was making what, about 2,000 in profit on each one?
Yeah.
So you might have made 200,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Profit.
And I'm gambling like
Millions.
And I'm gambling like a motherfucker.
When Big Meech and his brother were moving up the food chain, and Terry got a settlement that allowed him to probably give the seed money for their first larger purchase, Detroit was full of guys that were selling, not full of guys, but there was more groups than we'll ever know that were selling, 100, 200 kilos a month. Now, what made them want to leave town? Was it the idea of more opportunity somewhere else, or they just wanted to be big fish in a sea that wasn't so full already of sharks and piranhas?
I'm at the car wash up on 7 Mile. I'll never forget it. I'm at the car wash up on 7 Mile. And one morning, I went there to get my car washed. So when I get there, you have to get out, they take your car, you walk the thing down, you can watch your car as they washing, and you go on down and you pay. So when I come out the door, as soon as I come out the door, Meech and T is standing there. Hey, Kay, what's up, man? I'm like, what's happening? He's like, man, you talk to your brother? Now, I'm glad it was them two. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't particularly violent.
No, they didn't come across to me as the violent type, mom. They come across to me as some money getting guys, that just wanted some money. They didn't want all the rah-rah and all that old type of shit. There's some guy, I can't tell you or this person, I don't know what my brother at after he done took your money too. He got my money too, but I ain't told them that. I ain't told him he got my goddamn money too, and I'm looking for him too. Who gonna believe that? Because everybody in the streets thought that Lawrence and KK is like this. They like this. They thought that when he sold the key, I got money off of it. That when I sold the key, he got money off of it. But when he sold the key, I didn't get no money off of it. I had my own thing. I had my own trap house.
But not to the streets, y'all was one thing.
Yeah, to the streets. Yeah. But we gonna come together when something happen, for sure. You know, if something happen, he get into something, I'm gonna be at his aid. I get into something, he gonna be at my aid. You know, that's how it was. But when it came to everybody thought that me, him, and we was just, it was supposed to be that way when I first came home, but it didn't turn out that way. I ended up leaving. That's when I found out that they had gave him some money. I didn't know they gave him some money. So I ended up getting my money back. He ended up coming back to Detroit. I ended up getting my money back. I don't know if they end up getting their money back. I don't know the circumstances or whatever. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He was getting the shit, sending it back, but he was sending it back to my brother-in-law and my cousin. They selling the shit. I don't even know it back. He using my fucking money. Yeah, that's my brother. That's the dog. I think they was the most luckiest guys in the world to meet Lawrence and KK, because if they would have met anybody else, it wouldn't have went the way
you think they might have been, what, victimized?
I think so. Because they say they would have met the best friends. They say if they would have met the best friends. You understand what I'm saying? And it was a lot of that shit going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that going on. You know, motherfuckers selling you fake keys and all kind of shit, man. You know, Lawrence was Lawrence, and he did his moving and this, that, but he wasn't into the robbing and the. What he gonna do? He gonna try to get you in that crap game and gonna try to beat you out of it. You know, but he ain't finna run up on you and the head and take your money and that wasn't his style. Detroit had started getting to the point where, you know, especially when the drought came, you know, when the drought hit the city, you damn near gotta, you should be gone. Yeah, you should pack up and you should leave.
What year was that?
I mean, anytime a drought came, anytime you notice a drought came, you should pack up and you should just wait till it come. You know, don't deal. If you going outside of your people, you know what I'm saying? Because when that drought come, now you looking everywhere. You looking over.
That's how you end up.
Yeah, that's how you end up in the ground. You know, you looking here, 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 and that's how you end up in a situation that's not too good. Like I ended up. Getting shot 4 times, had to dive out a window.
Oh, tell
Yeah. These guys, man, that was working for me. Well, they started out working for my brother. And they started working. My brother had, you know, he ain't with the trap houses no more. I'm with the trap houses. So now they working for me.
so you had rocks being sold out of spots too?
Yeah, at one time, 86, 85, 86, 87, 88, it was, I ain't got to do that no more. Because, met this, you know.
In 1990, the Newal brothers got indicted. Now, Lawrence, a.k.a. the dog, a.k.a. K9, was really the guy who had the plug. So he had worse charges. He was not able to get out on bail. He did, like it says in the show, eventually tell. Now, the show has a lot of stuff wrong about other people that told, like B. Mickey from the 50 Boys who didn't, but K9, a.k.a. Lawrence, did tell. KK did not. He had a little bit less charges, though he ended up doing 10 years. So he gets out on bail.
Then by this time, I had stopped messing with him. We had got indicted. I stopped messing with him. And my brother, Lawrence, my brother dog, I went to go see him in the county jail. He He was I was out on bond. He wasn't. They gave him a bond. Give me a bond. Gave me a bond. Didn't give him a bond. So I went to go see him. He said, "Man, look, man. Leave them guys alone, man." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "They smoking, man. Leave them alone. They're in jail. I ain't heard shit. Leave them guys alone. Don't fuck with them no more. Period." I said, "All right, man. I ain't doing nothing no way, because I was indicted. I ain't do nothing." So this particular day, I'm in the 19 hole with Demetrius. And me and Demetrius is gambling head up. This is one of our head ups. We didn't have counters, me and him had counters and I never beat him. Just to put it out there, I hate to say that. But he always beat me. You know, his bank.
Wasn't playing no shapes.
No. This is on the square tip. Yeah. This is on, because he know about it. About that. He hip to all that. So this is on the square tip. And he had beat me. He beat me out about 20,000, 25,000 in the 19 hole. And my beeper is steady going off. And it's them. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm gambling, fuck that. So after he beat me out to 25, I know what they want.
Now you want to make some money.
Yeah, I know what they want because I already did it with them before, right?
So he gets out on bail, and KK's addiction to gambling nearly cost him his life. He was gambling with Demetrius Holloway, actually, while out on bail for indictment. He lost a quick $20,000 with his brother in jail. Money wasn't flowing quite as much as it was, so $20,000, I guess, hurt a little bit, and his beeper's going off. And it's some guys his brother told him not to mess with because they had started smoking. But these guys had just sold KK a very underpriced kilogram a few days prior, which he was able to flip and make a bunch of extra money. Now, why would you have underpriced kilogram? Well, because you didn't pay for it. So these guys beep him, and he knows they're going to offer him something he should refuse, but he didn't, because he just lost 20 grand to Demetrius. And K9, a.k.a. Lawrence, KK's brother, when he was eventually released from prison in the early 2000s, he did lose his life associated with gambling. He was gunned down supposedly at a dice game on Van Dyke, another unsolved mystery in the murder city.
They had robbed somebody for a key. The first time I bought it.
Oh, so they hit you with some little bit abnormally low price or something.
Yeah. KK. I'd already bought one from them.
They just want to dump it. They just.
Yeah, they didn't already get me, and I bought one from them. I don't know really how they got it, but I didn't find out later to how they got it. Right. So now they calling. That's the time when I'm at Demetrius. He didn't beat me out the money. They calling. He like, KK, we got another one. This when I answer the phone. Now he didn't beat me out 25,000. So in my mind, I can go on and make 10 of it back up. You know. Well, my brother had already told me not to fuck with him. I fuck with him anyway, man. I fuck with him anyway. They get me in the motherfucking house.
Where at?
I can't even remember. It was somewhere down Schaefer some fucking way. I don't even remember the house, man. I'll tell you the truth. I don't remember the house. But what happened is, I just left Funky Broadway. I bought a jacket. It was getting a little chilly. I bought me like a little jacket.
Same Broadway where Demetrius was killed?
Man, I got another story about that. It's a tripped out story. My girl I just had a baby. Only child I got. I just had a baby. And he needed some clothes. He needed this. We was separated. He needed this. And we was going through shit because I'm indicted. You know how it is when you get indicted. Everybody started disappearing and shit. You know, the money is funny and everybody started, So I have her follow me with this other girl, older woman that used to work for my brother, but now she messing with me that my brother's in jail. She helping me out now. Older woman driving me around. So we get to the house. My baby mama is following behind the car because I was supposed to be going to get some clothes for my son, taking him shopping. So just follow us. Get up in the house. And soon as I get in the house, it hit me. I knew it was something was about to happen. I could smell it. I could smell the aroma of a crack house. I'm in a crack house.
You ain't supposed to be in
I
there.
don't supposed to be there.
I mean, probably they smoking in there.
Yeah. So when I go in, it's dark. It's kind of dark, and it's a room to the side. And I walk over to the wall, and I turn around. I put both of my hands in my pocket. I had the money under my jacket like this, and I put my hands in my pocket, and I knew it. I looked up. The nigga come out the room with a Uzi. He cocking it. I said, man, just take the money, man. Y'all want the money? Just take it, man. Y'all can go and just take the money. No, nigga, shut up. Boom.
Oh.
Boom.
How was they doing that?
Robbing and killing.
Was he trying to hit you in the arm, or was he trying to hit you in the body?
I don't know where he was trying to hit me
So
at.
he hit you in the arm twice with the Uzi.
So now I run.
Use a Uzi for accuracy.
We was this close, like me and him, this close. So I run over and I grab him. I take the gun from him. I'm throwing, you get all kind of strength when you think you about to lead this motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm boom, boom. Now I got the gun, but my hand is too weak to even, I got the gun in my hand. But it's two of them. It's two of them. It's two people. I got some loafer gators on. And it was slippery in there. So we fighting like a motherfucker. So the only thing I heard was, head, man, he got a vest on. Cause I was that Superman strength came out of me, man. I was, shoot him in the vest, man. He got a vest on. He got a vest on. So when I rose up off my foot, I was on one knee and I looked at the window. And the first thing I thought about, I had just had a son. And I said to myself over and over and over again, I am not gonna let these niggas kill me in here. I'm not gonna see my son again. I'm not gonna see my son. I kept saying it over, and I dove out the window. And when I dove out the window, this is all God, man. Listen to me, man. This is all God, man. It was a porch, and then the grass. And when I dove out the window, I landed like on my neck, my head, my neck. And when I rolled over, I landed straight on my foot and ran to the car. Got in the car, she took off. Baby mama took off. She went down in the projects to tell my aunties and uncles and all that old kind of stuff. We was on Schaefer.
So as we watch Big Meech here getting new veneers on his teeth as he was recently released to the federal halfway house, I gotta give it to him. It's pretty amazing. I mean, of all the guys back in 1989 floating around Detroit or many other cities that were trying to come up in the game, and they had their $100,000 and they're trying to get 5 bricks or whatever, very few are free, alive, not smoked out, much less a celebrity, which is what he is at this point. And you can believe in whatever rumor and innuendo about him that you want to, but he's a celebrity, and it'll be interesting to see what he gets into going forward. Al Prophet, American Dope.